Hello and good morning, everyone. So let's get started with today's session. Today, what we will focus on is we will focus on passage reading. So what I'll do for you is I will share with you a passage, a very simple passage. We will look deep into that. We will study it, and then I will share with you. I will share with you some words where you will be making sentences as well as just a second. Share with you a passage, a very simple passage. We will look deep into that. We will study it, and then I will. Yeah. So as I was saying, so I will share the passage with you, and after that, you will be writing some sentences, and you will be answering the questions given in that passage. Okay. So I'll be sharing some questions and the answers. So you'll be typing everything in the chat box or the comment section below. So let's get started. Let me open up the screen and share the passage with all of you. All right. Give me a second. So the passage that we'll be focusing on today is the honest woodcutter. The honest woodcutter. I'll read it for you. I'll explain it. I want you to observe. I want you to be completely focused here, have your complete attention, and then we will get into the question and answer section as well, right? So let's read the passage first. Once upon a time, a poor woodcutter lived in a forest. Once upon a time, a poor woodcutter lived near a forest. Every day, he went to the river to cut trees and sell the wood in the market. Every day, he went to the river to cut trees and sell the wood in the market. So what does it say? Once upon a time, way back, there used to be a poor woodcutter who lived near a forest. So there was a woodcutter who used to live near a forest. Okay. Every day he went near the river. So what was his profession? Being a woodcutter, he had to obviously chop off trees. So he used to go near the river bank and cut the trees and sell that wood in the market. Now, one day, while cutting a tree near the river bank, his axe slipped from his hand and fell into the water. So one day what happened? While he was chopping the trees, he was cutting the trees near the river bank, his axe. Axe means that instrument through which we cut the trees or we chop the trees. That is called an axe. Okay, it slipped from his hand. It slipped from his hand and fell into the water. So the instrument through which he used to cut the trees, the axe, it slipped from his hand and it fell into the water. The woodcutter sat down sadly, thinking, how will I earn money now? So obviously, if the axe through which he used to cut the trees, if it falls in the water, how will he cut the trees from now on? So he lost his livelihood also. So he started thinking, he was very sad that my axe fell into the river. How do I chop trees now? How do I make money now? How will I earn my living now? Suddenly, a fairy appeared and asked, why are you crying? So fairy is a creature with magical powers. So this is not a real thing. In stories, we have fairies, right? So a small little creature with magical powers. Suddenly, a fairy appeared and asked, why are you crying? So all of a sudden, a fairy appeared and asked the woodcutter, why are you crying? The woodcutter explained what had happened. So the woodcutter explained to the fairy what had happened, that he was chopping the trees, he was cutting the trees, and all of a sudden his axe fell into the river. The fairy dived into the river and brought out a golden axe. So what did the fairy do? She dived into the river, she jumped into the river and came out with a golden axe, with a golden axe. The woodcutter said, that's not mine. So the fairy came up with a golden axe and gave it to the woodcutter. Here is your axe. But the woodcutter said that this is not my axe. I don't have a golden axe. This is not my one, my axe. She brought out a silver axe, the but again he said, no, that's not mine either. So this time what does the fairy do? She again goes back to the river, now brings a silver axe and gives it to the woodcutter. But this time also the woodcutter refuses and says, no, this axe is also not mine. So once the fairy offered him a golden axe, the woodcutter said that denied, this is not my axe. Second time the fairy gave the woodcutter a silver axe. But again, the woodcutter said that this is also not mine. He was a very honest person. Finally, the fairy brought out his old iron axe. Finally, the fairy, what did she do? She brought out the old iron axe, the original axe of the woodcutter. And the woodcutter shouted with joy, "Yes, that's mine." So when the woodcutter saw the original axe, the iron one, he shouted with joy, "Yes, that's my axe." The fairy was pleased. The fairy was very happy and pleased with his honesty and gave him all the three axes as a reward. So the fairy was very happy and pleased with the honesty of the woodcutter, that when he was offered the golden axe, he did not take it. When he was offered the silver axe, he did not take that either. So he was a very honest person. The fairy was very happy and gave all the three eggs to the woodcutter as a reward. From that day, the woodcutter lived happily and continued to work honestly all his life. So from that day, the woodcutter lived happily and continued to work honestly as he did previously also all his life. So that was the passage. I believe you have clarity. Now, these are some words. River bank. So what is exactly is a river bank? Near the river, the bank where the woodcutter used to go, that is called a river bank. Woodcutter, a person who chops trees. Okay. And this is his livelihood. So he chops trees for his livelihood or cuts trees. Okay. Axe, this is what we call an axe. Fairy. Now, fairy is a little creature with magical powers. This is not real, it's fictional, but in stories we have stories of fairies. So these are the four words you should remember. Riverbank, you can write this down. Make a sentence quickly with riverbank. Quickly make a sentence with riverbank and comment in the comment section below. Quickly. Yeah, comment in the comment section below. Riverbank. Make a sentence and type in the chat box riverbank. Make a sentence quickly. Quick sentence, type it in the chat box. Riverbank. Start making sentences. As I always say, sentence making is critical to improve your communication in English. So make a sentence and comment in the comment section below with riverbank. Make a sentence with riverbank quickly. One sentence, one short, simple sentence with riverbank. Yeah, absolutely. We're walking through the riverbank. There are a lot of riverbank. Wonderful. Some villages have riverbank. Kargil is situated near the Suru riverbank. Wonderful. My home is near a riverbank. Wonderful. I saw a riverbank. Wonderful. Wonderful. Woodcutter. Make another sentence with woodcutter. Make a sentence quickly with woodcutter. Quickly. Woodcutter. Make a sentence with woodcutter. And comment in the comment section. And everyone, do make sentences. Once you get into the habit of making more and more sentences, automatically you will notice your improvement in your English. Woodcutter, woodcutter. Remember these words as well. Okay, woodcutter, a person who chops or cuts trees for his livelihood. That person, so for him, cutting trees is his profession. Okay, so make a sentence quickly with woodcutter. Yeah, the woodcutter cut a tree near the riverbank. Yeah. Neighbor is a woodcutter, okay. Tree with the woodcutter, okay. Yeah, make a sentence quickly. I love to travel near the riverbank, okay. The third sentence, make it with aches, aches. Make a sentence with the word aches quickly and comment in the comment section below. Aches, the third sentence for all of you. Aches. Make a sentence with aches. Focus on short sentences initially, okay? Don't go for extremely long sentences. Focus on short sentences. Aches. Yeah. Yeah, axe is, is a weapon to cut trees. Wonderful. And the final one, fairy. Fairy. Make a sentence with the word fairy. Quickly. Make a sentence with the word fairy. Okay. Now let's move to the question and answer section. Now I will give a question. So we will focus on 5 to 6 questions and you need to make the answer, create the answer and write it in your own words. Okay. Don't try to copy paste it. Try to write it in your own words. I want you to improvise on your answers and put your own words rather than just copy pasting it from the passage. Okay. So the first question for all of you, get ready. I will show you the passage also, but I want you to reframe it in your own words, which will be very critical towards your improvement in English. Okay. So question one, why did the woodcutter live near the forest? Why did the woodcutter live near the forest? So what shall be your answer? Type in the comment section below. Take your time, think it out and type in the comment section or the chat section below. Why did the woodcutter live near the forest? If you want, you can take a screenshot of the passage also. Let me show you the passage. So here is the passage. If you want, you can take a screenshot of it. But I want you to try to answer in your own words rather than copy pasting anything from the passage. Okay. That will help you improve your English fast. So going back, why did the woodcutter live near the forest? Yeah, try to make a complete answer. Okay. Try to make a complete answer. Don't just say because of this and that. Just the woodcutter lived near the forest because. Then explain it. Why did the woodcutter live near the forest? I'll give you the answer also, but I want you to try first. Yeah. Okay, so you have to make a complete sentence. Not for cutting trees easily, like the woodcutter lived near the forest because for cutting trees easily. So you have to make a complete answer. Try to make a complete answer always. Okay. Like if I ask somebody, what is your name? Rather than just saying Mausham Banerjee, try to give a complete answer. My name is Mausham Banerjee. Okay. That sounds very professional also. So always try to give a complete answer. Yeah. Woodcutter lived near the forest because woods are available in the forest. Cutting woods is his livelihood. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let me give the answer. The woodcutter lived near the forest because he earned his living by cutting trees and selling wood. The woodcutter lived near the forest because, always try to keep this part of the sentence, which is critical. Understand what we do. Many times when we give an answer, we directly start with because. Never do that. Try to make the complete answer. The woodcutter lived near the forest because he earned his living by cutting trees and selling wood. So make a complete answer. Why did the woodcutter live near the forest? The woodcutter lived near the forest because he earned his living by cutting trees and selling wood. Question 2. Get ready. What happened? What happened to the woodcutter's axe and how did he react? What happened to the woodcutter's axe and how did he react? So what happened to the woodcutter's axe and how did he react? So something happened in the story we read it. Something happened. It slipped. If you remember, it slipped from his hand. It fell in the river. And what was his reaction? He was very sad, right? So try to explain it in your own words. Try to say it in your own words. What happened to the woodcutter's axe and how did he react? So make the sentence. Give the answer complete. Make the complete answer. Okay. Comment in the comment section below or the chat section below quickly. What happened to the, this question is in two parts. What happened, first explain that, and how did he react and what was the reaction? Two things. Okay. So quickly type your answers in the chat section. What happened to the woodcutter's axe and how did he react? Yeah, he got so sad because his axe fell into the river. Wonderful. Wonderful. So how did he react? He became very sad. And what happened? His axe fell into the river. Focus on the tense while you make the answer, while you write the answer, try to focus on the tense. Okay. Majority of it will be in past tense. Remember this, majority of the answer will be in past tense. Okay. We are talking about a past situation. Keep this in mind. All right. Yeah. The woodcutter, while cutting the tree, that time the woodcutter, yeah. Eggs fell into the river at that time. Yeah, wonderful, wonderful answers. Great, wonderful, good, good. So here is the answer. While cutting a tree, his eggs slipped into the river. While cutting a tree, his eggs slipped into the river and he felt sad because it was his only tool for work. He felt very sad. Why? Because it was his only tool for work. So while cutting a tree, his eggs slipped into the river and he felt sad because it was his only tool for work. Okay. Let's move to question 3. Get ready. Who appeared to help him and what did she ask? Who appeared to help him? Question part 1 of the question and part 2 of the question, and what did she ask? So who appeared to help him? You know the answer, very easy. And what did she ask? So somebody offered to help the woodcutter and she asked a certain question. What was that question? So comment in the comment section quickly. What shall be your answer? Who appeared to help him and what did she ask? Try to make the sentence in your own words only. Don't copy paste from the passage. Okay. In your own words, which is critical. Yeah, fairy appeared and she asked what happened and why are you crying? Yeah, wonderful. A fairy appeared in front of him. Yes. She asked, why are you crying? Yes, absolutely correct. And she asked, why are you so sad? Yes. Goodness. Yeah, good, good. So let's look at the answer now. A fairy appeared to help him and asked why he was crying. Okay. A fairy appeared to help him and asked why he was crying. Okay. So who appeared to help him? Obviously, the fairy appeared to help him. And what did she ask? She asked, why are you crying? Why he was crying. Okay. Question 4. Get ready. What were the 3 X's the fairy brought out and how did the woodcutter respond? What were the 3 X's? So the fairy gave 3 X's, if you remember. One was a golden one, the silver one, and the iron one at the end. And how did the woodcutter react? So what were the 3 X's the fairy brought out and how did the woodcutter respond? Type your answers. Make it in your own words. Make it in your own words. Yes. So what were the 3 X's? There were 3 X's if you remember. Which were the 3 X's? Mention it and how did the woodcutter respond? So every time X was given to the woodcutter, what was his response? How did he respond? Okay. So complete the sentence quickly. First was the golden one, the second was the silver one, and the third was the iron one. Those were the 3 X's that the fairy brought out. And what was the response? Every time he saw a new X. Yeah, golden, silver, iron, and woodcutter was so honest, he refused to take the golden and the, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. All right. The fairy brought out a golden eggs, a silver eggs, and finally his old iron eggs. The woodcutter honestly said that only the iron axe was his. So what did the fairy do? She brought out a golden axe, a silver axe, and finally his old iron axe. But the woodcutter honestly said that only the iron axe was his. Okay. So three axes were offered to him. He said that the first two are not mine. The third one is mine. So he was very honest. He did not say that the golden is mine or the silver axe is mine. He said this is the old iron one is exactly my axe. The next question. Why did the fairy reward the woodcutter? Why did the fairy reward the woodcutter? So at the end, if you remember, the fairy did reward the woodcutter for something. Now, what was the reason the fairy rewarded the woodcutter? Yeah. So comment your answers in the comment section. Why did the fairy reward the woodcutter? There was a reason why the woodcutter got rewarded. So what was the reason? Try to think on the reason. Very simple reason. The fairy rewarded the woodcutter. What was that reason? Yeah, fairy had brought three axes, gold, silver, but he didn't take. Okay, so focus on the tens, didn't the gold, silver. Okay. Yeah. So why did the fairy reward the woodcutter? Here is the answer. The fairy rewarded him with all the three axes because he was honest and truthful. He was honest and truthful. Only because of his honesty and he was being truthful, he got the reward. So the fairy rewarded him with all the three axes because he was honest and truthful. Okay. See, in one sentence, we are able to give the entire answer. But how it has been mentioned? Rewarded with him with all the three axes because he was honest and truthful. Okay. It's a long sentence. If you want, you can break it down also in multiple parts. So the fairy rewarded him with all the three axes because he was honest. Also, he was very truthful. So you can divide it into two parts also, or you can make it in a single sentence as well. The last question. What is the moral of the story? What is the moral of the story? What is the takeaway? What did you understand from this story? What is the takeaway of the story? Comment below. What is the moral of the story? Extremely easy. So think about it. What is the moral of the story? What is the takeaway? What did you learn from the story? That's what exactly it is. The question is, what is the moral of the story? Yeah, honesty is the best policy. Yeah. Anything else? Be honest and trustworthy. Yes. Honesty is eternal. Yes. Honesty is best policy. Absolutely. Yeah. All right. So what is the moral of the story? The moral of the story that honesty always brings rewards, or it is a best policy, and honesty is something that we should strive for. It can be multiple ways. You can mention it. You can put it in your own words. So the moral of the story is that honesty always brings rewards, or it is the best policy, whatever you want to mention. Now, let's try some sentences. Just a second. Now, let's make sentences quickly. Okay. So the first word for all of you, you just need to make a sentence and I will give you a combination of words. I want to make sentence with both these words. All right. Give me a second. All right. I'll give you a combination of words. I want you to make a sentence with the combination of these words. So your sentence should both these words. Okay. Order can be anything. Order can be anything. So the first combination of words, forest and river. So make a sentence with both these. In a single sentence, you need to put both the words. Order can be anything. River can come at the beginning also, at the end also. Forest can be at the end also. All right. So make a sentence with a combination of these words, forest and river. So one sentence should have both these words. So quickly make a sentence. Comment in the comment section, forest and river. You can start with the word river also, then forest. Order can be anything. Order can be anything. Okay. Yeah. Forest and river. And it should be a single sentence. It should not be like you put a full stop, then you make another sentence, one with forest, one. Never do that. Here you have to make a single sentence, forest and river. Try to think it. It will take some time before you can get the answer, but I want you to think forest and river. Yeah, forest and river are the essential gifts, not gifts of God. Okay. Amazon forest is the biggest in the world. Okay. And lot of rivers in it. Yeah. The river was flowing near the forest. Yeah. Wonderful. Good combination. The next one, slipped and crying, slipped and crying. So make a sentence quickly. Slipped and crying. Make a like with a combination of these words. Order can be anything. Crying can come at the beginning also. It can come later also. Slipped and crying. So quickly make a sentence. Order can be anything. Again, I'm saying order can be anything. Slipped and crying. Yeah, suddenly he slipped and started crying. Yeah, the baby slipped and cried yesterday. Yeah. She slipped in the bathroom and started crying due to pain. Wonderful sentence. I it slipped in the river and okay. Okay. Wonderful. The next one, reward and market. Reward and market. A combination of words. So make a sentence with this. Think it out. Reward and market. Reward and market. So make a sentence with a combination of the words reward and market. No, the word is slipped. S-L-I-P-P-E-D. Okay, not sleeping. Yeah, reward and market. Reward and market. Make a sentence with a combination of these words. Okay, in the market, my husband got many rewards. Then crying. Okay. He goes to the market. He went to the market to buy something. All right. Yeah. So make a sentence quickly. This is slightly difficult, but if you try, you can get the answer also. Reward and market. So make a sentence with a combination of these words. I want you to think. Order can be anything. Market can come before also, later also. That is not the challenge. But try to make a sentence with this. Reward and market. Yeah, he went to the market when he saw the beautiful things and he got a reward. Yeah. Yeah, your honesty will get rewarded in the market. Okay. All right. Rewarding someone also gets high market in the society. All right. Okay. So, yeah. So I believe you have understood how we'll be making the sentences. So that's it for today. Now we'll be wrapping up the session. And if you have joined us for the first time, do like the video, do subscribe to the channel. We go live every week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, sharp at 6:15, 6:15 in the morning. All right. So that's it for today. Have a wonderful time. Take care. Bye bye. And God bless all of you.